Feel like your guys did on Saturday at the Jersey scrimmage? I think for the most part you have to be pretty pleased with what you saw.
Well, our guys hung in there. I'm pleased that we had some production, but I tell you, we got a lot of room to improve, and we got a lot of work to do. We got the ball downfield, which has been a main goal, but we missed some downfield too, and our guys are really hungry. So we're pleased that we had production, but what a great week to coach, because they know they could have been a lot better.
We saw some of the varied tempo on Saturday. What do you want to be able to do with your multiple tempo offense?
Well, think of it like a pitcher changing speed. If you got a fastball and you're grooving 95-mile-per-hour fastball and that's the only pitch you have, it's not hard to sit on it. I think we did a fair job at changing speeds, huddling up some, going to the line of scrimmage fast some, going to the line of scrimmage a little bit slow some. If nothing else, it made us feel like we were always in charge. The defense still gave us some unbelievable looks and really were able to blitz some things, but that's where some of our penalties came too, using the cadence at certain times. And so what we're trying to do is change tempos, not just go fast, but keep mixing the tempo to keep the defense off balance. And we did it well at times, but we got a lot to clean up, a lot.
That last drive, I think, ones versus ones, you guys went pretty quick there, and Austin said that he felt like, you get a first down, you sort of get the defense on their heels a little bit. That's probably one thing you're looking for.
Well, I think one of the things in no huddle that's important is getting to play 6 and 7 and 8. If you go no huddle and it's 3 and out, boy, what a mega buzzkill. I mean, that sucks. And so if we can get to play 6, 7, and 8, which we did in that last drive, I don't know how many plays it was, but then you really feel strong and in charge, and we're doing our best to keep the defense from substituting as well.
Do you consider this a new offense or a variation on what you've run previously?
Not new at all. I think many of the concepts are the same. We're trying to accentuate where we think our strengths are, as we have in the past. And right now we really think D'Angelo's and Bilal and Greg and Anthony and Shane even came on outside the numbers. We've got to really win outside the numbers if we're going to take another step offensively, and I think we did at times this weekend.
I mean, if anything, that's probably been the number one goal, right, of the spring, to be able to develop some guys outside those numbers that can allow you to get the ball down the field and have success that way. And
I think
are you closer now than you were a month ago?
Well, I feel that way. I mean, we want to stretch the field laterally as much as we can, but need to do a better job stretching it vertically. And those guys outside the numbers this week did have some wins for us. And but the defense had a lot of wins too outside the numbers, so we got to keep plugging. And like I said, there's a heck of a lot of work to do.
Has Austin separated himself a little bit in the quarterback race?
I don't know that. We always use the phrase "a body of work," and when the spring's over, I'm gonna be out on the road recruiting, but I'm gonna have every cut up from every spring, and at night, really study it. I think at times on Saturday, all the quarterbacks did something very, very well, and at times, all of them. I mean, they were texting me by dinner time Saturday night that they'd seen the film. Nuts, I missed this, or my footwork was off on that. The good news is those are the kind of guys we have throughout the offense. These guys feel hungry. They don't feel anything other than an absolute hunger to get better, and that's a good thing.
But was your offensive line, or is your offensive line farther along than how it ended last year?
Well, I think in some ways they are. I mean, we miss Serm and JJ out there for sure, but we've got 4 guys in Headland, King, Cougs, and Roos that are playing And then we're adding Martise, who's playing at a high level and is getting better. He's getting better. And then guys like Bear Ruse, guys like Mike Mendez, we're working really, really hard to try to develop some depth. Kirk Barron, and hopefully, we'll be able to play a number of guys, which will keep our endurance up throughout the season and in games when we get to the fourth quarter and when we get to November.